Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Genesis 1, verse 29. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb yielding seed, which is upon the face of all of the earth, and every tree, in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for food. On this verse, this is God's first direct instruction to humanity after blessing them. The Zohar sees this verse not only as a dietary guideline, but as a spiritual contract between man and creation. God entrusts human beings with the harvest of divine energy embedded within the natural world, giving them permission to partake in the vitality of the earth, but only through a lens of consciousness, responsibility, and spiritual refinement. The first phrase we have, Behold, I have given you. This is the divine gift of partnership. The phrase behold in Hebrew always signals something important, direct, and revelatory. God is not merely providing sustenance, He is entrusting creation to humanity. The Zohar explains this as a transfer of stewardship. Creation is now interactive. Man must tend, receive, and uplift. This establishes humanity's role not as takers, but as guardians of divine sparks hidden in the earth's bounty. The second phrase we have every herb yielding seed. This is conscious nourishment. The Zohar interprets herbs and seed-bearing plants as symbols of divine potential. Herbs are aligned with healing, humility, and grounded vitality. Seed is the core symbol of future potential, continuity, and inner essence. By granting these as food, God is teaching humanity must not eat thoughtlessly, but must see every act of nourishment as a spiritual interaction. Each seed-bearing herb contains a divine spark, and by consuming with consciousness, one releases and elevates that spark. Eating becomes a sacred act when it is joined with intention and gratitude. The next phrase we have, upon the face of all the earth. This is a global mandate. This verse ties food to geography. The herbs are spread upon the face of all the earth. The Zohar teaches this as a hint to global responsibility. Wherever the human walks, there lies their potential to elevate place through interaction and blessing. Thus, land is not neutral. Every place holds unique spiritual opportunity, and human beings are meant to unlock it through righteous conduct. Wherever we go, the earth becomes an altar, and food becomes an opportunity for connection. The next phrase we have every tree in which is the fruit of a tree. This is the tree within the tree. This strange phrase, fruit of a tree yielding seed, is deeply mystical. The Zohar interprets this is not just a tree that gives fruit, but a fruit that itself contains three potential. This hints at the Sephirot, especially Yesod and Malkuth, where fruit, which is Malkuth, carries within it the essence of its root, which is the tree. which is divine flow. This is the idea of or betoch kli, which is light within the vessel. When we eat such fruit with awareness, we are not just nourishing the body, we are partaking in a living sephirotic expression. And then the next phrase we have, to you it shall be for food. This is a sacred limitation. The Zohar points out that God only grants permission to eat plants and fruits, not animals. This reflects the original state of humanity in Eden, a world of peace, nonviolence, and energetic alignment. Later, after the flood, meat is permitted, but here, Adam and Hawa are vegetarians, living in resonance with the higher vibrations of Edenic purity. The deeper lesson, what you consume affects your soul. Consuming plant life is aligned with receiving without destruction, honoring life rather than taking it forcefully. So the Zoharic insight of this verse is eating as tikkun. Tikkun is correction. The Zohar teaches that eating is one of the great acts of rectification. When a person eats with mindfulness, saying blessings, eating ethically, and sharing with others, the act becomes a cosmic repair. Every herb and fruit is seen as awaiting release, its divine spark concealed until elevated by conscious human interaction. Eating without awareness binds the soul. Eating with awareness liberates it. So as a summary, this Genesis 1 verse 29, as illuminated by the Zohar, is not merely about food. It is about spiritual stewardship, divine trust, and the sacred act of receiving creation with consciousness. God grants humanity every seed-bearing herb and fruit-bearing tree, not as entitlement, but as a gift to be honored and elevated. Herbs represent healing and humility. Seeds represent potential and divine essence. The instruction to consume them from the face of all the earth is a reminder that wherever humans go, they are meant to elevate their surroundings, treating the earth as sacred ground. The cryptic phrase, fruit of a tree yielding seed, is a mystical metaphor for divine light hidden in physical vessels. An invitation to eat not just with the mouth, but with the soul, releasing holiness through gratitude, blessing, and mindfulness. This verse establishes the foundation of spiritual eating, a practice where body and soul are nourished together, and every act of nourishment becomes a step in restoring divine harmony to the world. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode.